Welcome to another lesson about the barosphere. We have a lot to learn about the layers of the Earth, and so far we talked about the different layers and their names. And we talked about how the barosphere was the heavy particles that sank to the middle, and then the lithosphere were the lighter solid materials that floated to the surface. And then the hydrosphere is all of the water on Earth, and the atmosphere is all the gases. So let's talk more about each of the parts. Now, the lithosphere is really, really important because the lithosphere is the ground that we walk on. It's where we build our houses. It's where we grow our food. It's where the farms and the buildings and the roads and everything exists. Everything humans use exists on the lithosphere. And we even use the lithosphere. We do mining activities and take rocks from the lithosphere for our work. And so the lithosphere is very important because it's what we live on. And then when we think about the hydrosphere, hydro was water, so it's the water sphere. And when we think about life, we need water to survive, and our plants need water to grow. And we wouldn't have food if animals didn't drink water and plants didn't grow. There wouldn't be life, because life depends on the rocks and the water to live. And then we talked about another layer, the atmosphere, atmos meaning vapor, the vapor layer that's on the farthest outside edge of the Earth. And when we think about gases, we think, well, we don't really need gas to live. But then we realize that, what am I doing?
You're breathing.
I'm breathing. I need gas to live. You need gas to live. Plants need gases to grow. Animals need gases too. And so animals and life, people, plants, everything depends on the atmosphere. And so we live on the lithosphere, and we use the atmosphere and the hydrosphere for life, to sustain life. So those are very important layers. You might be wondering what the function of the barosphere is then, because we've talked about how we live on the lithosphere, the crust, and we use the water and the gas. But how are we using the barosphere? It's a very good question. So as an example, I have this paper towel here. I'm actually going to tear it in half because I don't need it quite that big. We have this paper towel, and I want you to see something here. Watch this. Did you see that? Watch it again. The barosphere is pulling this paper towel down to the surface. Watch. The barosphere pulled it down. The barosphere is so big and so heavy that it creates this attraction to it. And so everything is attracted to the barosphere. The lithosphere is held in place by the attraction of the barosphere. The hydrosphere and the atmosphere are held to Earth because of the attraction of the barosphere. Even you and me and Selena and the kittens, we're all attracted, or we all stay on Earth. We don't float into space because of the work of the barosphere. The barosphere has a really important job. It does really, really big work. Now, I bet you're thinking that the barosphere isn't that strong. Well, I want you to stand up in a safe place near your computer, and I want you to jump away from the Earth and see what happens. Did you float into space? Maybe a little bit? Okay, try it again. Did you stay up a little longer that time, or did you still come back down just as fast? We are held in place on the Earth by the barosphere. We can't escape it. We can't escape the attraction that causes this paper towel to fall straight down. Everything is attracted to the Earth, attracted to the ground because of the work of the barosphere. Now, I have another example to share with you. This one, I don't have my good magnet that's at school, so I just took a magnet off the fridge. This one is Brutus and Bella from the Montana Grizzly Encounter, something like that. No. It's a rescue park, kind of like cattails, but it's specifically for bears, and it's in Montana. I think it's called Montana Grizzly Rescue something Center, something like that. Anyway, so I grabbed this just off the fridge. That's totally beside the point. I just got it off the fridge because it has magnets on the back. So this is going to be our pretend barosphere. And here is our pretend lithosphere. It's just a Post-it note. And I'm just setting it there on the magnet. And it's not sticky. It's just sitting there. And then here is, it's hard to see it. There. This is one of us. Now, we can see that the barosphere is the bottom layer, and then this Post-it note is the lithosphere, and there's us standing on it. And we know the Earth rotates, so that means we're not always standing up, right? Like sometimes the Earth turns, or the Earth is always turning. Now watch what happens. Look, we stayed on there. We can do it again. We're still on there. The work of the barosphere is to create that attraction, to hold everything in place. It's because of the barosphere that we don't float away. Just like in this example, it's the work of the magnet to hold the paperclip in place. It's the same idea. The lithosphere is held in place, and the paperclip is held in place because of the work of attraction of the barosphere. I hope that you learned something new in our study of the function or the work of the layers of the Earth, and we talked about all of them. So in your follow-up, I want you to tell me about each layer and what it's good for. I'm going to switch into the other view so you can see the chart again. Let me see if I can move the chart up without messing too much up at the same time. Okay, so here is the chart. We got a lot of messy things on the space. There we go. Okay, so the barosphere's job is to attract everything and hold things in place. And the lithosphere, the rocky sphere, is a place for us to live and grow our food and go about our lives and have school and all those good things. And then the hydrosphere is the water sphere, which provides water for life. Life needs water to exist. And the atmosphere is the gas layer, which life also needs to grow and thrive and live. So those are the layers of the Earth and the work they do. I look forward to seeing your follow-up. I can't wait for you to share these stories with your family and then share your follow-up to me. Have a good day.